Hello everyone, welcome back to another Bible quiz. My name is Lachlan and I'll be your host again for today's quiz. And what you're going to see is some questions all related to the Bible, some choices for your answers, and then we're going to reveal the answer as well as the Bible verse or the passage that we get that answer from. So let's see how many you can get right. Question number 1, where in the Bible can you find this line? I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Is it in Romans, Proverbs, or Philippians? The correct answer is Philippians. And in Philippians 4 verse 13 we read, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Question number 2. Where in the Bible can you find this line? And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Is that in Romans, Jeremiah, or Genesis? The correct answer is Romans, and in Romans 8 verse 28 we read, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Question number 3. Where in the Bible can you find this line? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Is that in Judges, Proverbs, or Psalms? Correct answer is in Proverbs, and in Proverbs 3 verse 5 we read, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Question number 4. Who was Jesus talking to when he said this? For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Was he talking to Nicodemus, John, or Paul? The correct answer is John, and in John chapter 3 verse 1, it says, now there was a Pharisee, a man named Nicodemus, who was a member of the Jewish ruling council. Question number 5. The Lord told Hosea to name his daughter Lo Ruhamah, which means what? Heaven sent, blessed, or not loved? The correct answer is not loved. And in Hosea chapter 1 verse 6 it says, Gomer conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. Then the Lord said to Hosea, call her Lo Ruhamah, which means not loved. For I will no longer show love to Israel, that I should at all forgive them. Question number 6. Who was Cain talking to when he said this line, am I my brother's keeper? Was he talking to Eve, to Adam, or to the Lord? The correct answer is to the Lord. And in Genesis chapter 4 verse 9 it says, then the Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? I don't know, he replied, am I my brother's keeper? Question number 7. Who said this line in the presence of Israel? Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you moon over the valley of Ajalon. Was it Joshua, David, or Moses? The correct answer is Joshua, and in Joshua 10 verse 12 it says, on the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you moon over the valley of Ajalon. Question number 8. Who had this thought after hearing what the Lord said to her husband? After I am worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Was it Elizabeth, Hannah, or Sarah? The correct answer is Sarah, and in Genesis 18 verse 12 we read, so Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, after I am worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Question number 9. Who was Jesus talking to when he said this? Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Was it Andrew, Simon, or James? The correct answer is Simon. In Luke chapter 5 verse 4 we read, when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Question number 10. Which prophet said this? As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. Was it Elisha, Elijah, or Isaiah? The correct answer is Elisha. And in 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 2, Elijah said to Elisha, stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel. But Elisha said, as surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So they went down to Bethel. Question number 11. What is the name of Isaiah's father? Is it Kenan, Elam, or Amos? Correct answer is Amos. And in Isaiah 1 verse 1 it says, the vision concerning Judah and Jerusalem that Isaiah son of Amos saw during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Question number 12. When Jared was 162 years old, he became the father of who? Was it Enoch, Methuselah, or Enosh? The correct answer is Enoch. And in Genesis chapter 5 verse 18 it says, when Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. Question number 13. King David's father was an Ephrathite from Bethlehem, Judah. What was his name? Was it Jesse, Solomon, or Eliab? The correct answer is Jesse. And in 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 12, it says, now David was the son of an Ephrathite named Jesse, who was from Bethlehem in Judah. Jesse had 8 sons, and in Saul's time he was very old. Question number 14. Who was regarded as the mighty hunter before the Lord? Was it Nimrod, Eber, or Cush? The correct answer is Nimrod. And in Genesis chapter 10 verse 9 it says, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. Question number 15. Who is the father of Gershom and the husband of Zipporah? Is it Obed, Moses, or Joshua? The correct answer is Moses, and in Exodus chapter 2 verse 22, it says, Zipporah gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, I have become a foreigner in a foreign land. Question number 16. Complete the line. When I said my foot is blank, your unfailing love, Lord, supported me. Is that blank lost, slipping, or tired? The correct answer is slipping, and in Psalm 94 verse 18 it says, when I said my foot is slipping, your unfailing love, Lord, supported me. Question number 17. Instead of following the Lord straight away and going to Nineveh, where did Jonah go? Was it Samaria, Naoth, or Tarshish? The correct answer is Tarshish, and in Jonah chapter 1 verse 3 it says, but Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa, where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord. Question number 18. The prophet Daniel also went by what name? Was it Shadrach, Belteshazzar, or Prophets? The correct answer is Belteshazzar. And in Daniel chapter 2 verse 26 it says, the king asked Daniel, also called Belteshazzar, are you able to tell me what I saw in my dream and interpret it? Question number 19. Complete the line. Stop judging by mere blank, but instead judge correctly. Is that blank appearances, words, or opinions? The correct answer is appearances, and in John chapter 7 verse 24 it says, stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly. Question number 20. Complete the line. Blessed are the blank, for they will inherit the earth. Is that blank wise, strong, or meek? The correct answer is meek, and in Matthew 5 verse 5 it says, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Question number 21. How old was Adam when Seth was born? Was he 77 years old, 98 years old, or 130 years old? The correct answer is 130 years old. And in Genesis chapter 5 verse 3 it says, when Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. Question number 22. Who was Lamech referring to when he said this line? He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed. Is it Mahalalel, Noah, or Kenan? The correct answer is Noah. And in Genesis 5, verse 28 to 29, it says, When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah and said, He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed. Question number 23. How many years did Enoch walk faithfully with God? Was it 65 years, 300 years, or 800 years? The correct answer is 300 years. And in Genesis 5 verse 22, it says, After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Question number 24. Who warned David that Saul is planning to kill him? Was it Jonathan, Samuel, or Ahimelech? The correct answer is Jonathan, and in 1 Samuel 19 verse 1 to 2, it says, Saul told his son Jonathan and all the attendants to kill David, but Jonathan had taken a great liking to David and warned him, My father Saul is looking for a chance to kill you. Be on your guard tomorrow morning, go into hiding and stay there. Question number 25. How old was David when he became king? Was he 20 years old, 30 years old, or 40 years old? Correct answer is 30 years old. And in 2 Samuel 5 verse 4 it says, David was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned for 40 years. Question number 26. How long did Josiah rule over Jerusalem? Was it 12 years, 16 years, or 31 years? The correct answer is 31 years. And in 2 Chronicles 34 verse 1 it says Josiah was 8 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 31 years. Question number 27. Who was the mother of King Uzziah? Was it Jecoliah, Abi, or Azubah? The correct answer is Jecoliah. And in 2 Chronicles 26 verse 3, it says Uzziah was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 52 years. His mother's name was Jecoliah. She was from Jerusalem. Question number 28. What was the name of the priest who found the book of the law under King Josiah's reign? Was it Huldah, Shaphan, or Hilkiah? The correct answer is Hilkiah. And in 2 Chronicles 34 verse 15 it says, Hilkiah said to Shaphan the secretary, I have found the book of the law in the temple of the Lord, and he gave it to Shaphan. Question number 29. What were the names of the prophets who prophesied to the Jews in Judah and Jerusalem? Was it Nahum and Habakkuk, Haggai and Zechariah, or Obadiah and Jonah? The correct answer is Haggai and Zechariah. And in Ezra chapter 5 verse 1 it says, Now Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the prophet, a descendant of Iddo, prophesied to the Jews in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, who was over them. Question number 30. What was the name of the king who did not do right in the eyes of the Lord? Was it Ahaz, Amaziah, or Azariah? The correct answer is Ahaz. And in 2 Kings 16 verse 2 it says, Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. Unlike David his father, he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord. Question number 31. Who was the youngest king in the Bible? Was it Joash, Manasseh, or Josiah? Correct answer is Joash, and in 2 Kings 11 verse 21 we read, Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. Question number 32. Who was the woman who threatened to kill Elijah? Was it Ruth, Naomi, or Jezebel? The correct answer is Jezebel. And in 1 Kings 19 verse 1 to 2 it says, Ahab told his wife Jezebel what Elijah had done and that he had killed the prophets. She sent a message to Elijah saying, You killed my prophets, now I'm going to kill you. I pray that the gods will punish me even more severely if I don't do it by this time tomorrow. Question number 33. Who was the woman who stopped David from killing Nabal and his men? Was it Rebekah, Abigail, or Hannah? The correct answer is Abigail. And in 1 Samuel 25, 32-33 it says, David said to Abigail, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands." Question number 34. What was the name of the place where Samuel was buried? Was it Carmel, Ramah, or Ziph? The correct answer is Ramah. And in 1 Samuel 25 verse 1 it says, "Now Samuel died, and all Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they buried him at his home in Ramah. Then David moved down into the desert of Paran." Question number 35. What was the name of the teacher from Babylon who was well versed in the law of Moses? Was it Ezra, Joshua, or Cyrus? The correct answer is Ezra, and in Ezra 7 verse 6 it says, "This Ezra came up from Babylon. He was a teacher well versed in the law of Moses, which the Lord the God of Israel had given him. The king had granted him everything he asked, for the hand of the Lord his God was on him." Question number 36. Who among the following is not David's wife? Is it Abigail, Ahinoam, or Asenath? The correct answer is Asenath, and in 2 Samuel 2 verse 2 it says, "So David went up there with his two wives, Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail the widow of Nabal of Carmel." Question number 37. How many baskets of loaves remained after Jesus fed the crowd of 5,000? Was it 12, 7, or 5? The correct answer is 12. And in Mark chapter 8 verse 19 it says, "When I broke the 5 loaves of the 5,000, how many basketfuls did you pick up?" 12, they replied. Question number 38. Where did Jesus perform his first miracle? Was it Capernaum, Cana in Galilee, or Jerusalem? The correct answer is Cana in Galilee. And in John 2 verse 11 it says, "What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him." Question number 39. What was the name of the place where Jacob fought God? Was it Peniel, Carmel, or Shechem? The correct answer is Peniel. And in Genesis 32 verse 30 it says, "So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, 'It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared.'" Question number 40. Who among the 2 men below was chosen to replace Judas as an apostle? Was it Matthias or Joseph called Barsabbas? The correct answer is Matthias. And in Acts chapter 1 verse 26 it says, "And they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias, so he was added to the 11 apostles." Thank you again for playing this Bible quiz today. We hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know how your score was out of those 40 questions in the comments, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another quiz when it comes out.